On June 2nd, 2023, Blake Lively began a text exchange with her It Ends With Us director and co-star, Justin Baldoni, who blamed her assistant for not getting her an updated batch of script pages. She didn't realize they were new. This lawsuit comes after the public turned against her during the press tour for It Ends With Us ever since the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel was announced in 2019. Anticipation has been sky-high. With over 20 million copies sold worldwide and the novel becoming a TikTok sensation, fans had immense expectations. However, the announcement of Blake Lively, famous for her role as Serena van der Woodsen in Gossip Girl, being cast as Lily Bloom left many fans skeptical. Their concerns grew after set photos revealed unexpected costume designs for her character. The tension escalated even before filming began, as reports surfaced about conflicts between Blake and Justin Baldoni, who not only directed the film but also starred as Ryle Kincaid. While the exact reasons for their clashes remain unclear, whispers of creative disagreements and a strained dynamic behind the scenes began circulating early on, adding fuel to the already heated controversy surrounding the project. The speculation surrounding Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni only grew stronger when fans noticed that Justin appeared to keep his distance from the rest of the cast during production. Now, with the recent news of Blake's lawsuit, fans are revisiting everything that transpired before and during the press tour with a fresh perspective. Justin has been accused of inappropriate behavior on set and slandering Blake's character throughout the filming process. Strategic moves by the attorneys and glimpses into what might happen during the main trial. According to unofficial sources, the presiding judge spent the bulk of the session reviewing the nature of the allegations, the potential scope of the upcoming trial, and each legal team's readiness to proceed with what promises to be a complicated series of proceedings. Everyone was prepared for this to be an intense opening act, and they were not disappointed. Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, arrived with an unmistakably combative stance. From the moment he entered the courtroom, Friedman made it clear that he had come to protect his client's interests fervently. Clad in a tailored suit and radiating a confident demeanor, he spared no effort in challenging Blake's legal team at every turn. Friedman insisted that Blake's lawsuit lacked firm evidence and characterized it as an attempt to damage Justin's name in the public eye. During these opening arguments, Friedman leveled criticisms against Blake's attorneys for trying to manipulate the media narrative before Justin had even had the chance to properly respond. This claim was bolstered by the fact that, earlier in the dispute, Blake's side had circulated information to a prominent news outlet with scarcely half a day's notice given to Justin. Unsurprisingly, Friedman expressed outrage at what he perceived as a tactic designed to box his client into a corner. Blake's attorneys responded forcefully, denying that their client was engaged in any effort to skew public perception. They maintained that Blake was the genuine victim of serious wrongdoing and had only gone public to ensure that the relevant facts were brought to light. Despite their insistence, Friedman quickly gained the upper hand in this early round by reminding the court that the original media coverage, which showcased very damaging statements against Justin, placed him in a defensive position from the beginning. Friedman used this point to argue that Justin had every right to defend himself in an equally visible manner, whether that involved speaking to journalists, posting on social media, or even hosting a dedicated website to display what Friedman described as incontrovertible evidence. Friedman's determination was so striking. During production, signs of tension were evident. It's not every day that a political commentator dives into Hollywood drama, which makes this situation even more interesting. Why is Candace Owens so invested in this? And what exactly did she say about Blake and Ryan? In this video, we'll break down everything in a clear and fair way, so you can understand the whole story without any sensationalism, just the facts and the different viewpoints. Let's dive in and find out what's really going on. Candace Owens just called out Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for dragging her into their lawsuit, and now things are getting wild. On February 26th, Candace was just scrolling through the latest Hollywood drama when she suddenly saw her name in Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' court filing. She had nothing to do with this lawsuit, yet somehow they roped her in just because she spoke the truth about the situation. Instead of freaking out, she took the moment to completely clown Blake, joking that this was like a Christmas gift and that she could now retire. After all, when two big Hollywood stars mention you in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, it means you've definitely hit a nerve.
It's like, no, I'm just telling the truth, and I don't understand what your problem is with me other than the fact that I am under your skin.
Of course, the media picked up on this and ran with the usual narrative, painting Candace as the bad guy. But let's be real, Candace Owens is not some random person on the internet. She's known for calling out hypocrisy, and that's exactly what got her into this situation. Blake and Ryan weren't happy that someone was tearing apart their carefully crafted victim story, so they tried to make Candace look bad. But their lawsuit is full of contradictions. The biggest mistake they made? Thinking Candace Owens would back down. Now, she's front and center watching their downfall.
But I am the public, jury, lawyers, both parties. I have to be able to make a decision on my own show, and I'm telling you that we are not accepting this.
Blake Lively's PR stunt backfired badly. Instead of making Baldoni look like the villain, people started turning against her. They saw through the act and realized that this wasn't about justice. It was about control. And when things didn't go her way, she made a desperate move. She asked the court to hide certain evidence. Judge Allen of New York told both sides to submit a proposed protective order. On March 10th, Blake's lawyers requested that certain documents and details stay private. This is common in big cases since nobody wants their personal finances or private messages exposed. But Blake's team took it to another level. They didn't just want the usual protective order, they wanted a special version with extra protections for third parties. Blake's initial lawsuit stunned both the media and fans, as she cited a claim worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Most observers initially assumed Justin would either move to settle quickly or prepare to downsize the claims through procedural maneuvers. However, Justin defied those expectations by countering with a legal action of his own, one that was even larger in its monetary demands. In so doing, he declared that he was not only prepared to challenge Blake's accusations, but fully ready to escalate the conflict if necessary. As these allegations and counterclaims surfaced, the stage was set for what could potentially be one of the most dramatic legal battles Hollywood has witnessed in recent years. From the outset, the atmosphere surrounding this dispute was fraught with tension. Several legal analysts shared the view that, despite both parties' celebrity status, one of them would likely yield early to avoid the risk of severe reputational damage. Yet neither side showed the slightest intention of surrender, hinting that an extensive, drawn-out struggle lay ahead. As soon as the story reached mainstream media outlets, it became front-page news, seizing public attention. Commentators quickly weighed in on the merits of Blake's accusations, as well as the possible impacts of Justin's counter case. Some speculated that Blake, known for her accomplished career and generally polished public image, must have compelling reasons to file such a massive suit. Others insisted that Justin, who rose to fame in both acting and directing roles, wouldn't risk his professional reputation by lodging an even bigger claim without having confidence in concrete evidence to back it up. This immediate divide signaled that the dispute had already transcended the courtroom, evolving into a highly public confrontation where social media discussions and online speculation would play almost as large a role as legal depositions and motions. Following months of legal filings, discovery requests, and allegations emerging from both camps, the case finally reached a critical juncture when the two sides met in court for a preliminary hearing.
Who knows anymore where these things are going to...
That discrepancy is one of many highlighted in the scathing $250 million lawsuit filed Tuesday afternoon by Baldoni against the New York Times in Los Angeles Superior Court. The tension escalated even before filming began, as reports surfaced about conflicts between Blake and Justin Baldoni, who not only directed the film but also starred as Ryle Kincaid. While the exact reasons for their clashes remain unclear, whispers of creative disagreements and a strained dynamic behind the scenes began circulating early on, adding fuel to the already heated controversy surrounding the project.